What if Naruto Uzumaki was reborn with all his memories intact, and what changes would happen in that timeline? That's exactly what we're going to explore in today's video. So, let's get started. At the Ninja Academy of Konoha, the sun was shining brightly as usual, but on the very last bench of the class, sitting quietly, Naruto Uzumaki had an unusual calmness and stillness on his face. This was not the same loud, attention-seeking, naive child everyone knew. Just the night before, both he and the nine-tailed fox sealed inside him, Kurama, had regained all the memories of their past life. They had been reborn into this past after witnessing a disastrous future, and this time, they knew exactly what dangers lay ahead. Naruto's deep blue eyes no longer carried childish foolishness. They now reflected the coldness and maturity of a war veteran. Inside his mindscape, Kurama let out a long breath and said in a heavy voice, "Kid, this time we won't make any mistakes. We'll change everything perfectly." Naruto simply closed his eyes and gave a slight nod. He had already decided that he would no longer waste time crying over the villagers' hatred. Instead, he would quietly grow stronger on his own terms. When Iruka Umino entered the class and began taking attendance, Naruto didn't crack any jokes. In a calm, cold voice, he simply said, "Present." His unusual silence made the entire class feel uncomfortable. They were used to his constant pranks, but now Naruto had changed. There was a strange gravity in his aura, something the children couldn't understand, yet they could clearly feel. This was a new beginning. Outside the academy, it was time for taijutsu sparring, and the whole class gathered on the training ground. As always, everyone assumed that Sasuke Uchiha would easily defeat Naruto and prove his superiority. When Iruka called both their names, Naruto stood up quietly. His movements were precise and calculated. Like a seasoned Anbu ninja, Sasuke stared at him with his usual arrogant smirk, but Naruto's eyes held only deep indifference, as if Sasuke wasn't even a real threat. The sparring began, and Sasuke launched a fast punch. Naruto simply sidestepped slightly and used Sasuke's own momentum to slam him to the ground in a single motion. The match ended in just 1 second. The entire ground fell silent. No one could believe their eyes. How could the biggest loser in class suddenly become this fast and skilled? Sasuke's ego was shattered. Lying on the ground, his eyes burned with anger and deep jealousy toward Naruto. On the other side, Sakura Haruno, who had always cheered only for Sasuke, was shocked after witnessing Naruto's cold and badass move, and she even blushed slightly. And standing quietly in the crowd, Hinata Hyuga, who already secretly liked Naruto, felt her heart beat even faster after seeing this new, confident version of him. This was the moment where that strange love triangle and Sasuke's growing hatred truly began. Graduation day was approaching, and there was a strange tension in the entire class. Iruka Umino announced the clone jutsu test, the very technique that had been Naruto Uzumaki's greatest weakness in the original timeline. But this time, the story was completely different. When Naruto's turn came, he created a full army of perfect, solid shadow clones in a single moment, without even forming hand signs. This was a Jonin-level technique, far beyond what academy students were capable of. Iruka and the other teachers were left completely stunned. Sakura Haruno, who had always looked only at Sasuke Uchiha, now found her gaze repeatedly drifting toward this calm and mysterious Naruto. But in Hinata Hyuga's heart, a new fear began to grow, that Naruto had advanced so far ahead that she might never be able to reach him. That same day, Team 7 was announced. By fate, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura were placed together again. However, this time, Sasuke carried a deep sense of insecurity and jealousy toward Naruto. After class, Sasuke tried to confront him in anger, but Naruto simply gave him a cold, pity-filled look and walked away without saying a word. That silence cut deeper into Sasuke's ego than any sharp blade. The next day, Team 7 waited for Kakashi Hatake on the academy rooftop. In the past, Naruto would have pulled a prank with a chalk duster, but this time he sat quietly in a corner, meditating. Within him, Kurama was refining his chakra network even further. When Kakashi finally arrived, he immediately noticed that this Naruto no longer had that childish energy. Instead, there was a dark, seasoned, shinobi-like aura around him. The bell test began at the training ground, and Kakashi intended to expose the weaknesses of all 3 students. But as soon as the fight started, Naruto didn't charge in recklessly. In a cold, commanding voice, he ordered Sasuke and Sakura to work as a team. Sasuke, still arrogant, initially rushed in alone, but Kakashi Kakashi easily overwhelmed him. Then Naruto stepped in, displaying a level of speed and kunai skill that even surprised Kakashi's Sharingan eye. Using a brief distraction, Naruto smoothly snatched one of the bells right from between Kakashi's fingers. Kakashi was completely shocked. How had a mere genin outsmarted him so easily? Watching all of this, Sakura became even more drawn to Naruto, while the fire of jealousy within Sasuke burned stronger than ever. Team 7 received their first real mission: to escort the bridge builder Tazuna to the Land of Waves. At the very start of their journey, when they were suddenly ambushed by the demon brothers, Kakashi Hatake hid himself to test his team's reaction. In the original timeline, Naruto Uzumaki had frozen in fear, but this time, there was a predatory gleam in his eyes. As the enemies moved to attack Sasuke Uchiha and Sakura Haruno, Naruto flashed forward at incredible speed. Without even drawing a kunai, he used pure taijutsu to take down both Chunin-level ninjas within seconds. His movements were so brutal and precise that everyone present was left stunned. Tazuna trembled in fear, but Sasuke was affected the most. Deep down, he began to feel that his elite Uchiha lineage meant nothing if a loser had surpassed him so completely. Kakashi stepped out, and in his single visible eye, there was both deep suspicion and respect for Naruto. In a cold voice, Naruto forced Tazuna to reveal the truth, that the mission was far beyond a simple C rank, leaving Kakashi even more shocked by Naruto's sharp intelligence. Sakura, now seeing Naruto from a completely new perspective, began to fall deeply for his fearless and protective nature. But Naruto himself had no interest in such emotions. Soon, in the Land of Waves, they encountered the demon of the hidden mist, Zabuza Momochi, along with his companion, Haku. Inside the thick mist, Zabuza's silent killing technique terrified Sasuke and Sakura. But against Naruto and Kurama's enhanced sensory abilities, the fog was completely useless. When Zabuza trapped Kakashi in a water prison, Naruto didn't panic like before. He calmly explained a tactical plan to Sasuke. But blinded by ego, Sasuke charged in alone and was easily defeated. That's when Naruto made his move. Using just a single shuriken and a shadow clone, he executed a perfectly timed attack that forced Zabuza to release Kakashi. In the next phase of the fight, when Haku nearly killed Sasuke inside the ice mirrors, Naruto didn't lose control in blind rage this time. Instead, with a calm mind, he channeled a portion of Kurama's red chakra and shattered the supposedly unbreakable ice mirrors with a single bare-handed punch. Haku and Zabuza were left shaken by this monstrous display of power. Sasuke, lying on the ground covered in blood, looked up at Naruto, his red eyes glowing, his aura terrifying. In that moment, Sasuke realized something horrifying. He could never reach this level. And that realization planted the first deep seed of darkness within him, the feeling of inferiority that would soon begin to consume him. After successfully completing the Land of Waves mission, when Team 7 returned to Konoha, preparations for the Chunin exams were already in full swing. The other rookie teams were eager to prove themselves, but Naruto Uzumaki remained completely calm and focused. During the survival test in the Forest of Death, when they encountered the disguised Sannin Orochimaru, the situation changed drastically. In the original timeline, Sasuke Uchiha had tried to surrender out of fear, but this time, as he trembled, Naruto stood in front of him like an unshakable wall. Orochimaru aimed to mark Sasuke and released his terrifying killing intent. Everyone froze. Sakura Haruno even collapsed in fear. However, Naruto remained completely unaffected. He had formed an invisible cloak of Kurama's chakra around himself. As Orochimaru lunged forward to place the cursed seal on Sasuke, Naruto counterattacked at a speed that even Orochimaru couldn't react to. In that instant, Naruto struck him with a powerful Rasengan, a technique no one even knew he possessed yet. Seeing this, Sasuke finally realized his own limits. Compared to Naruto, he was nothing, and that realization began turning his jealousy into something far more dangerous. Hatred. In the preliminary rounds of the Chunin exams, Naruto faced Neji Hyuga. Neji tried to belittle him with talk of destiny and fate, but this time Naruto didn't respond with anger or long speeches. Instead, he gave a cold smile and, without using Kurama's chakra, defeated Neji purely through refined taijutsu and a perfectly executed shadow clone strategy. Exploiting Neji's Byakugan blind spot, Naruto knocked him out with a single clean strike. The entire stadium was stunned. An academy loser had defeated a Hyuga prodigy effortlessly. In the stands, Hinata Hyuga watched in awe, her heart filled with admiration. Meanwhile, Sakura's feelings for Naruto had reached their peak. Then came the sudden invasion of the Sand and Sound villages. As Gaara began transforming into his Shukaku form, Sasuke lay defeated on the ground, broken and overwhelmed by his own weakness. At that moment, Naruto appeared like a savior. Without hesitation, he stood in Gaara's path. Inside him, Kurama laughed and offered his chakra. But this time, Naruto didn't lose control. Calmly and coldly, he summoned the giant toad Gamabunta. Seeing this, Sasuke's eyes widened in shock. In that moment, deep within his soul, fear took root, because he finally accepted the truth. Naruto had become something far beyond him, a completely different kind of monster. After the failed attack on Konoha, the village slowly began to recover, and everyone was talking about Naruto Uzumaki's newfound power. A few days later, when Itachi Uchiha arrived in the village, his main target was the Nine Tails, Naruto himself. In the past, Naruto would have been terrified in this situation, but in this life, he had been waiting for them. As the Akatsuki members surrounded him, Naruto showed no fear. In a cold tone, he looked directly into Itachi's eyes and said that he already knew the full truth behind the Uchiha massacre. Hearing this, Itachi was shaken internally, though he showed no reaction outwardly. When Sasuke Uchiha arrived, determined to kill his brother, Itachi knocked him to the ground with a single, powerful strike. Sasuke was in terrible condition, and breaking down, he begged Naruto to save him. But Naruto completely ignored the crying, weakened Sasuke and calmly walked away. That silence shattered Sasuke's ego completely. Unable to handle his broken pride, Sasuke decided to leave the village in search of greater power. That night, as he tried to leave in secret, Sakura Haruno desperately tried to stop him, crying, but Sasuke knocked her unconscious and left. The next day, Tsunade assigned Naruto to join Shikamaru Nara's team on a mission to bring Sasuke back. In the original timeline, Naruto had promised Sakura he would bring Sasuke back no matter what. However, this time, when Sakura tearfully begged him again, Naruto looked at her with a cold gaze. He clearly said that if someone chooses to abandon the village on their own, then he would never risk his life for a traitor. Hearing this, Sakura was completely shocked. She had never seen such a ruthless side of Naruto before. At that moment, Hinata Hyuga stepped forward and showed the courage to stand by Naruto's side. When Naruto looked at her for the first time, a faint smile appeared on his usually calm face, and with that single moment, the entire story began to change. At the Valley of the End, when Naruto Uzumaki and Sasuke Uchiha faced each other, the atmosphere was completely different this time. In the past, Naruto had begged him to return, even in tears, but now his blue eyes held nothing but a cold, pitiless gaze. Sasuke, consumed by rage, activated his curse mark level 2, believing himself to be unbeatable. He leapt into the air and formed a massive Chidori, but Naruto didn't move an inch. Instantly connecting with Kurama, a single-tail red chakra cloak formed around him. As Sasuke's attack reached him, Naruto crushed the entire Chidori with his bare hand. Sasuke's eyes widened in pure terror. In the next moment, Naruto delivered a devastating kick that sent Sasuke crashing into the statue of Madara Uchiha, leaving him broken on the ground. His ego was completely shattered. Naruto walked up to him but made no attempt to bring him back. In a cold voice, he said that a weak traitor wasn't worth his precious time. Leaving Sasuke lying in the dust, Naruto returned with his comrades, shocking everyone with such a ruthless decision. Years passed, and Naruto had now become an elite Jonin, known throughout Konoha as a cold but powerful protector. When Jiraiya came to train him, he quickly realized that Naruto didn't need any ordinary training. Naruto never revealed the truth about his past life, but in just a few days, he perfectly mastered Sage Mode right in front of him, leaving even the legendary Sannin stunned. Back in the village, Sakura Haruno had begun to regret her past mistakes. She was now deeply drawn to Naruto's dark and fearless personality and tried every day to get closer to him. But Naruto coldly ignored her, often leaving her in tears. On the other hand, Naruto slowly allowed Hinata Hyuga to come closer. Seeing her unwavering devotion, even Naruto's cold heart began to soften for her. When the Akatsuki Akatsuki kidnapped Gaara, Naruto immediately took command of the rescue mission. Without showing any emotion, he led the entire team with precision and authority. Even Kakashi Hatake now felt like a student in front of Naruto's terrifying presence. Everyone in the village was left wondering, how did that naive academy loser become the most dangerous and powerful leader of the Leaf Village? During the Gaara rescue mission, when Naruto Uzumaki faced the Akatsuki members Deidara and Sasori, he didn't waste a single moment. In the original timeline, Sakura, Haruno, and Chiyo had struggled greatly in this fight, but this time, Naruto's perfect Sage Mode speed and taijutsu were so overwhelming that Sasori was already defeated before he could even deploy his puppets. As for Deidara, Naruto eliminated him mid-air using his incomplete Rasen Shuriken. Chiyo stood there completely stunned, unable to comprehend what kind of monster this young shinobi had become. But there was no joy on Naruto's face. After saving Gaara, he quietly returned to the village without showing any emotion. A few months later, when the leader of the Akatsuki, Pain, launched a devastating attack on Konoha, chaos and destruction spread everywhere. Even Kakashi Hatake and the other elite ninjas were struggling against Pain. But Naruto had been waiting for this very day. He was already in the village. Just as Pain raised his hand to unleash his ultimate technique, Almighty Push, Naruto appeared directly in front of him like an unshakable mountain. Instantly, he activated Kurama's massive golden chakra cloak and spread it across the entire village, single-handedly shielding everyone from the catastrophic destruction. One by one, Naruto brutally destroyed all of Pain's bodies, using the perfect combination of Sage Mode and Kurama's chakra. At one point, Pain pinned Naruto to the ground with chakra rods. Sakura, paralyzed by fear, stayed back, but Hinata Hyuga stepped forward without caring for her life, activating her Byakugan to protect him. Pain struck her down brutally, leaving her gravely injured. In the original timeline, this moment would have driven Naruto into uncontrollable rage, but this time he remained completely calm and focused. Kurama, laughing from within, lent him the rest of his chakra. Staying fully conscious, Naruto shattered all the chakra rods and defeated Pain with a cold, ultimate Rasengan. Later, when he met Nagato and resolved everything peacefully, the entire village celebrated him like a god. Sakura ran toward him in tears, trying to embrace him, but Naruto coldly stepped aside and ignored her. Instead, he walked straight to Hinata and gently lifted her into his arms. In that moment, Sakura's heart completely broke. Meanwhile, after the death of Itachi Uchiha, when Obito Uchiha revealed the truth about his sacrifice to Sasuke, everything changed. Sasuke's jealousy and hatred, which had once been directed at Naruto, now fully turned toward Konoha. He realized that Naruto had reached a completely unreachable level, and that deep sense of inferiority finally consumed Sasuke entirely, driving him into darkness and madness. The Fourth Great Ninja War was about to begin, and at the Five Kage Summit, Obito Uchiha openly declared war. Sasuke Uchiha was still blinded by his false sense of power and hatred, and he foolishly attacked the Kage. In the original timeline, Naruto Uzumaki had begged the Raikage on his knees to spare Sasuke, but this time, Naruto didn't bow his head before anyone. When Sasuke finally faced Naruto, he arrogantly displayed his Mangekyo Sharingan. Sakura Haruno tried to fix her past mistakes by attempting to kill Sasuke alone, but as always, she froze in fear at the crucial moment. Sasuke was about to kill her when Naruto appeared in a flash. With cold precision, he grabbed Sasuke's arm and broke it instantly. He saved Sakura, but didn't even look at her. Naruto then cast a deathly cold gaze at Sasuke, crushing whatever confidence he had left. Naruto made it clear, on the battlefield, he would show no mercy, and if Sasuke stepped into the war, his death would be certain. Sasuke's ego was completely destroyed. Even Kakashi Hatake and the others present were left stunned by Naruto's godlike maturity and ruthless mindset. As the Fourth Great Ninja War began, the battlefield reached terrifying levels, but this time, the Shinobi Alliance suffered almost no heavy losses. Naruto and Kurama's perfect bond, combined with their knowledge of the future, allowed them to counter every enemy move and weakness. When the legendary Madara Uchiha was revived through Edo Tensei and stepped onto the battlefield, everyone else trembled in fear. But Naruto stood before him alone, completely fearless. Kurama released his full golden chakra, and together they unleashed a combined power so overwhelming that Madara's Susanoo and even his meteors shattered like toys. Obito Uchiha and the Ten Tails were also defeated effortlessly by Naruto's cold and perfectly calculated strategies. Sasuke did arrive on the battlefield, hoping to prove his strength, but in front of Naruto's god-tier power, he was nothing more than a weak joke. The war ended quickly, with minimal casualties. Across the world, Naruto began to be revered like a new sage of 6 paths. In the end, as peace returned, Naruto slowly let go of some of his coldness. In front of everyone, he gently held Hinata Hyuga's hand and began a new chapter of his life. Sakura could only stand in the background, shedding tears of regret. And Sasuke, finally realizing his place, was left to spend his life alone, burdened by inferiority. Inside Naruto's mindscape, Kurama quietly smiled, because this time, their mission to change the past had been perfectly and successfully completed.